the U.S. Army. What's your warrior? Tournament audio and team chat listen-ins are brought to you by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix-amp of the Call of Duty League. Join the Astro family and pre-order the CDL A40TR headset and Pro Team speaker tags today at astrogaming.com. Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official energy drink of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Game Fuel Marquee matchup. I hope I didn't kill any of the headphone users. If I did, well, sorry guys, you knew what you were in for. It is time, friends, to get into this one. It is gonna be a banger. We have Minnesota Røkkr going up against the Florida Mutineers, our Game Fuel Marquee matchup. Well, I don't know where to start with this one. My name is Miles Ross, and I'll be guiding you through this one alongside Philip by my Whitfield. And we got Nameless on the corner, who's going to be helping us out with some analysis. Nameless, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, man. This is the rematch from the final. I'm excited to see if Minnesota made those changes, which one of these teams is going to come out here and take this win. It's exciting, man. It's our Game Fuel Marquee matchup for a reason.
It's going to be a goodie, Phil. I mean, let's talk about the Root Man Havoc, Momo. Is he going to be unstoppable this time again? I really hope it's going to be a 4 or 5 map series, but let's have a quick look at Florida's journey to get to this very moment this year.
I think Mutineers are capable. They're going to cause an upset. We've got storylines, we've got revenge match. These guys were putting big numbers up.
Florida have been coming alive. They've been improving over the course of the weekend.
They just keep on coming. Now the push from Florida.
What a job by the Mutineers.
The shots are there, but they've got onto the point with that one. The Florida Mutineers have done it.
That was just easy. What a flip. Mutineers can get it done here.
Look
at
at the
5.
streaks for the entire team.
All of them going on. Just flipped on its head completely. They're all just dropping bombs to send this to a 5th map.
Oh my God!
Brilliant stuff from Mutineers. It's all Florida Mutineers now.
These guys are nuts. Guys is an absolute machine.
Frosty is starting to snap.
Florida with control for now. Havoc hopping and skipping across the map, finds himself too.
Pharaoh with a nice double. Pharaoh going off right
Pharaoh
now.
is on an absolute rampage right now.
Nobody saw this coming.
Hell no.
Let me see these guys getting fired up.
Florida Mutineers, your Dallas home series victors.
Things are getting a little bit tight at the top there, aren't they?
Are they now the top 4 team in the world? I think you have to say they're in that mix. Of the top
How do you
4.
say no?
You have to. They're
How do you say
second
no?
place.
There we have it. Our Game Fuel Marquee match featured player is going to be none other than Skies. Once again, Nameless. He was incredible in the Dallas Home Series Finals. He's keeping the run going here, mate. What is it about Skies that's going so good?
He's an incredible AR player. This guy is an absolute beast as the main AR. I mean, in the finals alone, he put up a 1.33 KD. And, like, typically the main ARs putting up those crazy KDs, like, they don't get in that many engagements. Like, Skies isn't afraid to get involved and get in the mix. And I think that's what makes them such a dynamic team, is how versatile this guy is. We've seen him run SMGs in the past, so he can play aggressive. And, you know, he brings that to the squad. He's just an incredible player to have.
Here's a question about the entire squad. I mean, did you see Florida being a solid team, a real, a highlight coming into this event, or even in this game at the start of the series? Did you see this happening?
No, I did not. I had Florida as one of my top 3 bottom teams, just based on, the makeup of their team. I thought that they were like the ragtag group of like left outs from other teams that they wanted to be on better rosters, and they seem to have made it work. Mox always does, and seems to be working out so far.
Mate, good call as well. In the Game Fuel keys to victory, Morks, he needs to have a big series. So that's really what we want to be seeing here. You call him the X Factor, Nameless.
Oh, absolutely. I think Mox is the X factor for sure. We saw them versus Minnesota. He put up a 1.24 in the finals slaying wise. Typically, he's always, decent at slaying, but it's really when he has to use that SMG is when it becomes a little bit difficult for him. And I think over time, he's gotten better at it. But being that flex player for this team, like he needs to continuously improve and become consistent for them to be a dominant squad.
Brilliant stuff. There's Game Fuel keys to victory for Minnesota as well, mate. What do you make of this? Can you go any deeper on that?
Yeah, so
Test.
they need to slow Farrell down. He had a 1.4 in the finals. Like, he was frying them. He was literally single-handedly taking over situations, like popping 3 pieces back to back. Like, Asim and Silly also need to apply more pressure. They need to step up this time around. Asim putting up a 0.6 is not going to cut it. I know he's first in, but maybe slow it down a little bit and then like get that kill first and then fly in and take your time. Like, we see them sometimes, at times, he can be a little bit too aggressive and get cut down. So put up some better stats, get some more kills, you'll be all right.
Now, as far as an underperformance versus Florida, Momo, welcome back, brother. What do you make of that? Do you think that's a true underperformance? Do you think that Florida just had their number in the Dallas home series?
Honestly, Miles, the question, we were trying to sort my audio out. I believe I was saying test to everyone. So guys, the test went well. If you heard me testing, I'm back. Miles, I have no idea what you asked me. I'll be honest with you.
So I was just saying, okay, I'll rephrase it quickly. Do you feel that Florida truly did you feel that Minnesota underperformed versus Florida in the finals of the Dallas home series? Or do you think that Florida just had their number and they just ran that one?
I think Florida had their number. I think Minnesota played well. I don't think they were particularly a poor performance. They certainly could have played better. And I think this team, I almost feel like a rivalry kind of building almost between these two teams going back and forth. But I believe whoever kind of steps it up on the day can really take it. A very generic statement, but I feel it more so true than ever with these two teams. I'm leaning towards the Mutineers, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Røkkr comes out and just kind of shows us what they're really made of.
Well, here we go, brother. Straight into the hard point. It's going to be a lovely dip into Ramaza, my friend, as we get this one underway. I think for a lot of people watching this one, this is definitely the highlight of the day. The rivalry you talked about is starting to build up between these two squads. So let's get into this one right off the rip. Ramaza. So far, looks like Minnesota are off to a decent start. They've managed to slow down the push there from Florida. Looks like Røkkr starting to take the early time.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good here. 12 seconds on the clock as we have a little bit of an overview of what's going down. But again, just to kind of look at the big picture here, I talked about like a little bit of a rivalry building, and I think more so than ever, I mean, the players for Røkkr and Mutineers, they'll want to kind of come out on top early. We talk about a good start in a tournament. Loser of this has to drop down, face, a very tough kind of lower bracket. We've seen, obviously, the teams down there. And a big win here sets them up so nicely going into Saturday and potentially Sunday as well. I do see one of these teams being in the final versus FaZe. I just don't know who. But Miles, the first hard point done, dusted, and we're heading over to the store. We're seeing a 37-7 lead here for Minnesota. And again, we are going to see the Mutineers locking things down over by the shop.
Cool. Speaking of our Game Fuel Marquee feature player, it was Skies. We get on board with him for just a moment. He gives Silly and Alex a short back and sides there from the top of sandbags. On board with Morks now, a player that Nameless wanted to see step up quite a lot. The X Factor truly for his squad has a fantastic 1v1 there against the Sword. Will go down in the end, but this is a good look so far for Florida. The Mutineers now holding the line admirably as the second hard point, the electronic shop, where I can only assume people sell telephones in there and all sorts of white goods. Doing what they can to lock this one down. Frosty keeping that front line safe and sound, and no one's really able to make much damage there from that side courtyard. It looks like at this point in time, I mean, this is a pretty solid hold here. The Mutineers take the lead, start to walk away with the kills, and of all things, Morks hasn't got any yet.
Yeah, interesting. Miles, what are we seeing today? We're seeing Priest to start 0-10, Major Maniac 10-0. We've got Morks not dropping a kill now. It is just very bizarre, but overall, the Mutineers, they lock down that second hard point, and with such dominance as well. Skies, I know he was kind of a player to watch out for going into this series. We've talked about him a lot, whether it be podcast, whether it be before, off the show, on air. This guy's kind of the talk of the town, and I really believe that he's setting himself up so nicely with this squad, certainly feeling himself when it comes to Modern Warfare. But again, when we go to the barbershop, it looks like Røkkr have got control here. Pharaoh trying to sneak in through the back, a bit of left-right good night there as he finds himself one, and he will find himself shut down there. The spawns of Røkkr will favour them. The now. 30 seconds left. We're going to see the rotation towards construction go down shortly. Silly just soaking up that time.
Joke from Silly, 20 seconds remaining here, and now's the time you want to start to flip out. You want to see Røkkr leave the barbershop, give him a tip, but head straight on out, and it's going to be a seam leading that charge straight across the map. Watching that little conga line trying to make their way out across the top side of the stairs. It's not going to work out. Great job from U.S.ARMY there to cut those players down in mid, but again, it's the hold from the center platform, the top of the cafe. That was the power position that Asim found those kills. Or was killed from, excuse me. So you can see now it's Florida with that mid-map control. The Mutineers now trying to make their way across towards construction site. 50 seconds now on that construction site hard point. Havoc making those entry kills from below. And what he can now is going to clean up the back, and he's managed to slip right through. His teammates have covered him, and this has been a great break there from the Mutineers.
Havoc slipping the net. Who would have thought this man?
Imagine.
Sneaky, sneaky Havoc once again. Well, 2 kills have gone in Mortis' favour. It's not the best of starts, but it's okay. Much like for Priester and FaZe. Oh my, you're absolutely right. Pharaoh. F3 for a reason. The triple comes in. Doesn't need the quad as Morks finds his 3rd of the game. Pharaoh finds 3 in the kill feed. A very odd start to this hard point. It's all square miles on 95 to 95. Pharaoh. My goodness, I am so happy to welcome this boy to the CDL. It is a pleasure to watch him run around on the map with an MP5.
Well, that was a nice little 3-piece, man. Even went tagged, but we'll keep that run going for the time being, but we're going to go now across the map towards Ruins. Morks on your screen. 4 kills to his name so far. Slow and steady getting himself in this one, but it doesn't seem to work out when the rest of the team... It doesn't seem to matter, rather, when the rest of the team... Everyone's doing a great job. Slight difference between the two at this point in time. Asim's going to find him from up high, and again, solid looking map control right now for Røkkr. They have that high ground covered. In from behind comes the Mutineers. Now, Morks trying to lead that charge. You can see the smoke's going down. They're going to try to make these entry kills, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be nades. That's all he comes across. Frosty sadly finds a team kill there, so this push from the Mutineers is going to be slowed down for the time being. The final 30 seconds here, and I will say, Røkkr have had this one hook, line, and sinker, as they have ice fished their way to victory so far. 120 and climbing. A slight contest there, but once again, Assault. MVP World Champion performance right now at 15 and 10. He's got himself 5 kills in a row. There's going to be number 6. Very, very slow and steady. Gets it done. There's going to be maybe a 7th there. Now, Frosty's going to get it. Good job from Røkkr there.
It was never going to be a 7th, and I'll tell you why, Miles. He went for a reload there. He put 2 more bullets in his weapon. Those 2 ain't killing anybody. But it says a lot when you've only got 2 bullets. He was absolutely tearing Mutineers apart here. We go back to the first rotation, the first hard point. We're on the bridge again. And what a close game we have. This is why it is our marquee matchup. These are 2 teams which, again, this could be a final. It could be. We've seen 2 final appearance from the Mutineers. I believe 2 from Røkkr. I could be wrong in saying that, but these guys, again, going head-to-head in their first match of the home series, and I'll tell you what, an important one at that. Only 5 kills for Morks, and again, Morks, a player which we've kind of, you know, thrown the word consistent around so many times, is the consistent key almost for whatever squad he's on, you know, past and present, but a bit of a slow start, and if he starts to heat up, he could be the catalyst of why Mutineers go on to win this. But a rotation, a strong rotation for the Mutineers, sees themselves controlling the shot once again.
Yeah, once again, this is where we saw Mutineers do a great job. Silly, he's just managed to infiltrate from behind, only short-lived though, but this is a great position to be in right now. Again, thanks to the observers, this Skycam, you're seeing how Røkkr are trying to make this break. You're going to have 1 player trying to make his way through the back lane, whereas 2 are hitting the front door. Alex now with a nice kill there on the player up top. Good job from Alex, he gets in, the shots are there, and it's entirely Røkkr on the kill feed. They have cleaned up, that's a clean 5, and Silly now trying to push those players out. It's a late break. Oh, sorry, it's an early break, so I had to scroll up and check the hardpoint time. I was like, wait, on this hardpoint, it's an early break there. It's wonderful stuff from Røkkr. Are going to be able to get a huge chunk of time as long as they can keep the defensive kills coming through. And Havoc, the root man, as he makes his way up the stairs, he's going to go down immediately. Assault, though, 30 seconds remaining on this one. Has U.S.ARMY doing what he can to keep this alive. The Mutineers now have charged on through. Silly's up next. A lovely 2 from him. Skies, your feature player, and that's why he's going to get Silly there. And Assault, he gets 2 more. Good stuff back and forth from both teams. But a slight lead, Phil. A slight lead for Røkkr.
Yeah, and this is where we see a difference from rotation 1 to the rotation 2. This was dominated by Røkkr. However, Røkkr were in control of the barbershop last time. This time around, it's going to be the Mutineers to try and do the exact same. They are down by around 55 points here. But Pharaoh on your screen here, looking himself away there. A stun does connect. Assault will go down there as we see the FMJ coming through. We'll see Pharaoh pick up another, but elsewhere, teammates going down. Pharaoh finds a 2nd. That's going to be 3 in a row for him, finding number 18 on the map. But The hill still in the hands of the Mutineers, but for how long will that last? Frosty finds 2, Skies finds 1, Morks and Pharaoh add to the mix, and that's going to be 5 down for the Røkkr here. And now moving forward, which way do they go, Miles? Again, there's still 30 seconds. Do they rotate early to construction, much like it looks like route man number 5 Havoc is already on his way to do, or do they challenge the barbershop once again? It looks like a challenge was made, but they're going to give it up with the final 20. They're heading over to construction, and wisely. Yeah. I think we're going to see a slightly change, maybe an even playing field here. Oh, no. We're going to see Pharaoh jump off the hardpoint. Never mind, as it looks like he's going to go towards construction.
Yeah, they're going to give up that 10. They're going to go straight across mid. They're going to get into construction. It's going to be Pharaoh going in from down low, and he's laid prone for now. No one on the break just yet. Salt trying to watch the cross. Nice position to be in. Seems close in on point. He's got that time, and still ticking away. Here comes the break from Pharaoh, straight through the door. Morks once again adding to the huge pile of deaths he currently has right now at 8 and 24. Not a good look, but still a nice hold so far from Røkkr. Shots out up top. Lovely bit of work there from Asim. Managing to get one just before going down, and now City downstairs. He's got to contend with a They just fell into his lap, and he's just gobbled them up. Oh boy, this could be the end here, Phil. What a play that could have been for Florida, but instead, it looks like it's Ragnarok all over again.
Wow, what just happened? Literally fell into his lap, like you said. There is a final 20 seconds, and it looks like this is going to go the way of the Mutineers. They should be able to break that 200 mark, and they will do, but they've got to break into arches. This is going down to tooth and nail. This is all down to the last and final couple of kills, but a quick sky cam here as we look over, and maybe we'll drop down to a different version of the skies cam. Silly with another triple, though, as again turning up here late game for Minnesota. 236 and counting. You see the spawns coming in for the Mutineers, and 9 kills for Morks is not what you want to see, but what you love to see is a positive 10 Silly, a 27 and 17 Silly, a minute and 17 on the clock Silly. This man is going on a tear, and you love to see that as a Minnesota Røkkr fan. 250 to 210, a 40-point win. Again, coming in from Minnesota. What a way, no pun intended, to rock this series here. Wow.
I love it. What a start. What a start to the series. Boy, Phil, I must admit, that could have gone either way. And look, frankly, the fact that it was that close with Morks going 9 and 27.
Wild. Skies has dropped 30. Morks has dropped 9.
Look,
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. I don't really know what to take from that. I mean, that was a very, very odd performance coming out of Morks, and again, not to put everything on him there, but again, obviously something's off from the Florida camp right now. There's definitely something going on there that they just have to adjust. You can tell Morks not exactly loving it after that one, but we can see the stats here. Again, great work out of Silly. We touched upon those plays towards the end. 27 and 17 for him, minute 17 on the hill time. Skies, huge, 38 and 18. I mean, that's what you love to see. The difficult thing for Morks there, he only got 6 assists, Phil, so it's not like he was doing too much of anything there. What do you take on that?
Morks, I mean, very comfortable with the assault rifle. I think he was using the MP5 for a lot of that, but he dropped 1,600 damage. It's just not on par with the rest of the squad. I mean, you don't have to be a superstar dropping 3k, 4k damage per map. But a lot of these on average kind of rocking 2,200, 2,300, whatever it would be. But an off game on map number 1 from Morks. I hope he can, move forward and improve on that.
I'm sure he can. We're going to have a quick look at our scuff plate of the game. And of course, it was your boy Silly of Røkkr. Brilliant stuff from him, whether it was the 3-piece he picked up on those players dropping down from top construction, or whether it was the 3-piece he picked up on the other side towards the ruins. Silly was an absolute titan, a giant, if you will, a Jotun for you Norse mythology fans out there. For real, though, great stuff there from Minnesota. Silly was outstanding, man. I mean, Røkkr looking good, dude. Røkkr looking fine.
And Røkkr looked incredible. Again, rotations were great. And honestly, I do want to say that was kind of going back and forth from hardpoint to hardpoint, lead change after lead change. Røkkr really started to kind of get away with it when the break onto the second hardpoint of the second rotation went down. Then obviously they kind of gave up the barbershop with a nice even split and dominated over by construction. Courtesy, of course, of Silly and that beautiful triple. Is it beautiful? Was it gifted? You decide. But the man went off and he drops 27 and 17. What a performance and a high score of 47-45 as well.
Yeah, here's our quick score brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. And again, CDL Points, this is the battle for 4th place. The winner of this one will firmly take it. And who knows, they may be able to climb up after this end of the event. We can see a 1st place change if all things go to plan. But 10-6 and 9-6 for these teams in terms of their matchup so far. And look, mate, I think, let's face it, Minnesota have played a few more, but this is a good rivalry, Phil. I think this is the makings of something special. Both of these teams have had some great runs. They've had a finals against each other, and you're not too wrong, mate. We could be seeing another grand final here. Maps and Modes now brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Once again, you've already seen Ramaza done and dusted, and now to Petrograd.
And it should be an exciting one. Petro, we've seen the likes of Pharaoh and Havoc cause a lot of damage on this, but on the flip side, Minnesota, they seem to be a threat on every game mode, on every map. They are competitive with every team, and that's what I love about Røkkr. I think these are a team which just kind of go toe-to-toe with anyone. You know, you put them up against the best of the best, and you know, we see a competitive series, and then we've seen them kind of absolutely destroy other squads as well. So Røkkr really, you know, look comfortable, I should say, from what we've seen in map number 1. But Mutineers maybe something to bite back on, something to chime their way into.
I think definitely Mutineers have got a lot of space still to play in this series. Again, coming up into the search, this is going to be an absolute bout between these two teams, and I think, I don't know where I put them right now in the Search and Destroy, Phil, as the game is about to get underway. And honestly, this is a very closely contested series. I don't know where I sit. I don't. Because we've seen these two teams play against each other. We've seen Florida pick up the win. But Minnesota, they've gone toe-to-toe with some of the best teams in the league, getting the win, and if not, coming extremely close. I mean, this really does come down to who has got the best tape on each other, who's done their research the most, which members of the coaching staff on either side have really done their homework. And here we go, mate. Another Search and Destroy on Petrograd. I cannot wait, my friend.
Should be a good one. I was just looking at the player cams and thought Alex looked a bit different, and figured out it was Silly. But never mind. Silly, the giant that he is, asserting dominance on map number 1 it was. Will he do the same on S&D? St. Petro, one to certainly watch out for, because again, this is where you're going to see those quick, aggressive plays towards A. You're going to get the sniper here or there. Are we going to see U.S.ARMY go for a quick shot? He's not. He's going to head over towards A, much like the rest of Røkkr.
U.S.ARMY is one of the most prolific snipers in the league right now. And what a start from the Røkkr. Sorry, from Røkkr. Delete, rewind. That's an inside joke for the talent. Silly and Alex start this one off.
All fun and games, Miles. And one thing I will say is Røkkr planting the bomb is going down quick. Asim's going to find himself with a bomb plant, but he's going to find himself 6 feet under there, as he is going to take one for the team. And I think he might come out on top with this one. They've got the numbers. He's done his job. Alex is looking over him. He's taken a couple of shots to the face, but Sky's on the flank here. He's going to take out Alex. Sorry, Assault. Alex actually still alive and kicking around. But for how much longer? Headshot after headshot. U.S.ARMY answers back now. 2v2 is Frosty and Skies versus Alex and U.S.ARMY. The defuse must come in the next 18 seconds. But U.S.ARMY slipping and sliding around. Wow. Not going to come out there with that kill. Alex, what do you got?
Last player left alive. 10 seconds on the clock. Not sure if it's going to work out. Got to give it to Skies. There it is. Just in the nick of time. Frosty, the last player left alive. The clock was on his side, but the assassination from Alex there on the Skies. I was just about to say how Skies has done such a brilliant job, our Game Fuel Marquee feature player, but hey, man, you can't win them all. What a start there from Røkkr.
Well played. Yeah, well played from Alex there. Dead silence usage. And Frosty, I almost feel he knew exactly where he was going to be. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was playing that clock, but no matter what, the way Alex just kind of like slid around that corner, aimed down, knew exactly where the diffuser would be. He just had that kind of half a second on top of Frosty. So again, credit to Røkkr for closing that one out, as round number 1 is done.
Here we go, back at it. Mutineers on offense. 4-man stacking towards A on the defense there for Røkkr. And it paid off. Early on kills from U.S.ARMY. Finds the second of the game so far. Up and about goes that nade from Skies, but he doesn't need it. The bullets travel a little faster than the projectile there. Skies, once again, everything he's thrown so far has found a mark in some regard. That's done quite a battle-hardened player, and now Silly, he's picked up the mantle of that player on top apartments. Once again, U.S.ARMY just backs on up, trying to find another angle here. Havoc on the aggression, but not able to get the second kill. U.S.ARMY will hold the line. 50 seconds now remain as the bomb will be armed by Frosty.
Sky's just getting in position. Oh, got Rex tickling the toes. It almost felt like, but Silly's going to put Frosty away. And now, again, it's a 3v versus 2, but the numbers favouring Røkkr once again. Got Rex. Got free gas from Clayster. Midweek here. Skies is going to shut him down. Assault answering back. Morks shutting down Silly. And it's very back and forth down to a 1v1. Morks, the time to shine, the time to step it up. He didn't have the best of map ones. Wheelie Clo! Oh my goodness, no.
Oh, just timing. Morks.
Dude,
Morks, something happened this morning. He's not, I don't know, he's not made the appropriate sacrifice to a COD god. I'm not sure. Whereas Røkkr, they've been blessing all the Norse deities and whoever sacrificed that goat or lamb or whatever they were doing, man, they're making the right choices because the timing right there. I mean, Morks looked at the bottom of that white van and Assault wasn't there. He peeks up for half a second and then all of a sudden there is a full Assault laid out upon him. Another round to Røkkr. Not necessarily one I think they should have had. But hey,
I feel for Morks because he jumped on that box looking at the bomb site and he saw him out the corner of his eye, but he had to turn. He had to obviously use that time, and it was against him. It was I think it was Silly actually who pushed up once again on that one. But we're into round number 3 already. The smokes have gone down. We'll have to see whether it will settle as we see Morks trying to find a long-range battle here with that assault rifle. Trophy systems down. All ready to fall the Pharaoh.
Yeah, that's another first blood to Minnesota. Bomb though, brilliant work there from Frosty on that kill. He finds the kill, he looks down, he gets a visual on the bomb. So now they have a great idea of where it is. He even shut the door just to add insult to injury there. So now you've got a great position to work from. Beautiful shots from Morks. Bit of redemption there from that previous round was Assault. He does get himself back into this one. And Frosty has double, maybe triple dipped at this point, which is terrible manners here on this play with the Silly. He's just sort of trying to burn through Silly's ammunition supply at this point in time. See, there's
40 bullets left. He's
40
working.
bullets. Dude, that's not that many. I mean, that's big kills from Assault, though. Uh-oh. And Assault manages to find his 5th in a row. So now it's a 1v2. Frosty's still guarding that bomb. It's going to be a smoke. Yeah, smoke is down. Brilliant stuff. But it's already happened. They've robbed him. They've robbed him blind. They're going straight for the bomb. He can't get the kill. Minnesota Røkkr. It was daylight robbery. Frosty put down the smoke for the steal. He tried to cover the bomb, and they just opened the door and pulled it away.
I don't know what the punchline was there, but it felt like a joke. It was almost like knock knock. He opened the door, the bomb had gone, and he just didn't know what was going on, but he slid out into the smoke, found himself in a lot of trouble, and Røkkr find themselves with a 3rd round in a row. After the hardpoint performance and what we're seeing so far, Miles, we kind of touched on it at the very start of the series of which team turns up. So far, it has been Minnesota Røkkr to really shape this one up. Hasim still looking for his first kill. But Assault here has found 6 already in just 3 rounds.
It's so amazing, though. I mean, these rounds are incredibly close, and the wins are coming down to these brilliantly clutch plays. It's not like these are blowout rounds. I mean, we'll remember it that way, but
right.
For those of you who are here, for you in the YouTube chat, for you watching in the VOD, maybe tomorrow, the next day when you're meant to be doing something productive, you'll know it was a banger. 1 minute left on the clock. Very, very slow round here from Florida. Teetering towards mid, and again, defensive hold here from Minnesota's look good. They've picked up towards the adaptation towards B, and they're holding that one down. But Alex looks like he's got ants in his pants. He's just getting a bit antsy. He peeks out Morks. Oh, Morks, a little too soon, maybe? Assault, once again, another first blood to his name.
Plenty of time still on the clock, 35 seconds. He's going to find not 1, but 2 here. And suddenly, this could be another round cemented. Asim didn't have a kill before this round, and I tell you what, I think he's going to find another. That's 3 in the round for Asim, and it's going to be round number 4 for Røkkr. Wow, this game's certainly getting a little out of hand here for Mutineers. Miles, I mean, that round in particular, just the positioning, I think, of Asim was so special there. And caught 2 off guard, repositioned again. It was easy kills, but it was down to his positioning and, you know, kind of the play style that he was rocking.
I mean, we're seeing this time and time again now when it comes to these Petrograd offensive rounds. When you go towards B, you wait for the battle in mid to go down, and it seems to be like you either get the first few kills initially and then you make the play, or you wait for your opponents to make a mistake, you know, whether that's offense or defense, and then the coin flip went down, and Minnesota certainly came out on top. I mean, right place, right time. Could not be any better. Asim finds himself at 0-3 the previous round. Now he's 3-3. He's got himself a bomb, and he's making his way in towards A now very, very aggressively.
Røkkr making a statement here. Assault certainly making a statement with 8 kills already. 2 per round. quick maths. I know, I'm a genius. But anyway, as we get into this, Gunner-X is going to find himself one with a quick drop shot onto Havoc. Pre-aiming someone up top, does find himself now in a 3v3. But Miles, the bomb not down yet for Røkkr.
Yeah, and Frosty's hoping to make something happen. Dead silence activated. He may be able to find 2 here. On the rat, finds the first. Quick check. Up over the slide. He does find the second kill. And he has eyes on the bomb once again. So Frosty, great play. Great information gained. Gunner-X now has to win a 1v3. Can't get it done. Florida, they finally managed to break the cycle. And here we go. 4-1.
A much needed round. I think I and a lot of the fans back home there take a big deep breath thinking, are we going to get a complete wipe out here, Miles? Are we going to get a 6-0? No is the answer to that question. Mutineers finding their first, and maybe the start of a little bit of a comeback. You definitely don't want to see that number 5 for Røkkr if you're from Florida, of course. They've been the Mutineers' home series. They, of course, wanted to get off to a pretty special start, maybe taking down a team like Røkkr. It's not gone their way just yet, but as we kick things off in round number 6 here, Skies partnered with Pharaoh, straight down the middle, partnered with Havoc, and it's the triple threat.
Oh my god, they've just pushed through the back door. They've slammed the doors wide open. Asim there, though, manages to pivot, manages to stop the assault happening too quickly, and he's managed to get another one upstairs. That is disgusting. Brilliant stuff. Now Morks finds himself in a 1 versus 2. Not impossible to do. He's working from the outside. He doesn't have bomb, though. I mean, his teammates were so fast, so ahead of him. Now he's got to re-enter the A site, grab bomb, and find 2 kills.
The way you said that, Miles, you went, he doesn't have bomb. You even had the tone of voice. It was like, it was over. You've written him out, and here it is.
Silly.
You were like,
silly.
uh-oh.
What can you do? The fact that he didn't have bomb. Like, oh, man.
You may as well have closed the round out when you said that. It was like, oh, God.
It's so hard, man. I mean, the situation he's in, he's got 3 possible ways in. He can take that side, he can go through the doors there, through the archway, or the archway on the other side, maybe. So he's like, we can count that as 2, or he can come from upstairs. Minnesota just have to line up, go on the defense there. For Morks, man, he's not having a good day today. Oh, he doesn't have bomb. Glad you enjoyed that. Here we go. 1 more round for Minnesota. Man, this has been one hell of a search.
I'm going to try the Miles commentary signaling via voice here, potentially in round number 7 as we get into it. But 10 players up and alive. The bomb in the hands of Asim. He had a bit of a slow start in the search and destroy. He's now found himself 6 kills, so certainly stepping up for Røkkr. Morks lying prone here by the bomb site, but as we see a bit of back and 2, a bit of, I don't want to say indecisiveness, maybe just a bit of hesitation from Røkkr of which one to push. Here we go, smoke's going down, Morks finds 1, bomb down.
Good job, playing it safe as well. He sees the bomb go down, saw Silly on the slip, finds himself 2, lovely work. Morks, a spot of redemption with those 2 kills. No more to be had though, as Silly will get the kill. Now Frosty in, perfect timing on the slide. Dead silence now ready to use for him, and it's going to be a 4 versus 1 as Assault has found himself in a very, very difficult situation. And guess what, Phil? He doesn't.
I was gonna do it. I was like, I was just about to go. Oh, the bomb is down. He
doesn't have bomb, dude.
1v4, doesn't have bomb. Assault is gonna go down, but this time it's on the flip side for Røkkr, of course. Match point still as we switch sides. Round number 8 coming up here. But the question to yourself, Miles, obviously, Røkkr winning map number 1. They're looking strong here to close out map number 2. Coming into this one, I know you asked the question. I know you're an honest man. You know, which way were you leaning before the series, Miles? Don't lie to me.
I didn't know, dude. I really don't know. And I said that in the pre-show. I just didn't have a clue, man. The Game Fuel Marquee matchup was always going to be a brilliant one. 2 teams with a wonderful, history against each other now, and in current form as well. I just didn't know, and it really comes down to who's playing good on the day. Am I sitting on the fence? Yes. Is it comfortable here? No. I would love to be either side because I'm quite a large person. But here we go, mate.
I've learned just to pick one. It's a 50-50 at that time. But Asim finds 2, Silly finds another, and it's a 2v4 at a round count of 2 to 5 here. Not looking good for the Mutineers in Search and Destroy. Wow. Silly. Oh, his hard point's been good. His Search and Destroy is sublime. The bomb is down, Miles, and it's a 1v3.
Oh, and he doesn't have the bomb. The game is over. 6-2. Wow, Minnesota Røkkr with a brilliant showing of the Search and Destroy on St. Petrograd. And that is one I would love to watch back for nothing but the fun. And honestly, great plays, man. Those first 3 rounds from Minnesota were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We saw the shenanigans at the doorway in the A site with the bomb, and Oh, the bomb. What a search and destroy that was. But honestly, 2-0 in the series, Phil. This is a surprise. Yeah. This is truly a surprise.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think this was always going to be a close game. I thought it would be a little closer. I think the hardpoint was a very competitive game, but the search and destroy for me was a little bit of a blowout. I'm disappointed in what I saw from the Mutineers. I put full faith. I doubled down on podcast after podcast talking about these guys. I went all in with Skies and the boys, but again, it's not over just yet, Miles. I'm fingers and toes are crossed here. But this series got so hot, my shirt came off. I'm down to just a t-shirt now. It's too hot in this studio with these lights.
I'm being brave for. I'm staying under the shirt, mate. I'm not going to show you the patches afterwards, but let's have a quick chat about a couple of the players on the other side again. Our Game Fuel Marquee matchup so far, 2-0 to Minnesota Røkkr. Big surprise. But let's talk about GodRx. Let's talk about Skies, Phil. Two players who have been receiving very just and very deserved, let's say, splendor so far in the league. Skies has come out of seemingly nowhere. He had a good run in Black Ops 4, but, same could be said for GodRx. They both made big names for themselves last year, but on Modern Warfare, I mean, this is looking fantastic so far. Take a peep at those stats, brother.
These stats are amazing. You can see whether it's third for a CDL rank or fifth for this. They are going toe to toe, and they're probably a couple of kills either side of each other. And this match will determine kind of who takes over who, if you like. But these are two players who have come into CDL 2020 and made a name for themselves, and that was from the get-go. That was from the launch in Minnesota all the way to this very current day. And Skies has been impressing me time and time again. GodRx even more. This guy is someone who you look at and you fear on the map. That name in the kill feed, you can see him going off, and I'm just excited, and it's my pleasure to kind of cast and watch some of these guys play, and these are two of the best.
Of course, Skies are Game Fuel Marquee matchup feature player, but I wager, Phil, if Minnesota had been the team to win the Dallas Home Series Finals, GodRx would be our feature player right now. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Without a doubt, and I think you can look across the board on either team, and yes, GodRx and Sky stands out, but the players, whether it could be Pharaoh, whether it could be Silly, this series alone, Silly has been absolutely awesome, and for me so far, the MVP of this marquee matchup.
Unbelievable stuff. Well, friends, when we return, it's going to be time for domination. Our Game Fuel Marquee matchup is far from over. A Game 5 you want? Me too. See you after the break.
the U.S. Army. What's your warrior? Tournament audio and team chat listen-ins are brought to you by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix-am of the Call of Duty League. Join the Astro family and pre-order the CDL A40 TR headset and Pro Team speaker tags today at astrogaming.com. Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, the official energy drink of the Call of Duty League.
I am Seth Abner, also known as Scump, player for the Chicago Huntsmen in the Call of Duty League. I'm showing love for Dr. Henry Osman, who works at Penn State Health. He helped my grandfather personally. I see him as a hero for that, so thank you very much, Dr. Osman. Keep fighting the good fight, man. Dr. Osman!
Baby, I can feel your halo. Pray it won't fade on your halo.
And again, friends, you can watch that entire video online. Use that hashtag, the real heroes. Again, strange times we live in. A major thanks to all the people in healthcare, working those frontline jobs, doctors, nurses, people working in grocery stores, making sure that we can all still eat and stay safe during these times. We really do thank you very, very much. So show some love to the healthcare hero of your choice and use the hashtag, the real heroes. That whole video online is incredible, by the way. It's people from all over the sporting, e-sporting world really showing their appreciation. I know here, Phil, at 8 p.m. every single night in Los Angeles, there is a rapture. There is a furious, like, clapping, singing. Cops are like hitting the sirens. Everyone's going nuts down here just to show appreciation for everyone who's put themselves in harm's way to make sure they're all safe here during this, frankly, really weird time on the planet. But we hope you're all staying safe as well. You know who's not staying safe, mate? The Florida Mutineers. 2-0 down, Phil.
Listen, they're trying to stay safe, okay? They're trying. They're biding their time. They've come up against some unfortunate situations, but you're right, they're 0-2 in this series. And Røkkr, they'll be wanting to close this one out. Again, I kind of talked about this. It feels like a rivalry almost kind of building between these two teams, because these are the two teams for me which you take apart from Dallas, Chicago, and Atlanta. Not in skill-wise, but in kind of popularity-wise and, you know, whether it be followers and everything. These are two teams that go against all of that. And I think these are teams that are kind of underrated, if you like. But, again, two teams to watch out for, and I believe one of them is going to be in the final.
Yeah, indeedy, brother. Our U.S. Army tactical play. I mean, this was one of the slower rounds, round 4, where nothing was happening. It was very, very quiet. And then all of a sudden, bang, Minnesota Røkkr just exploded onto the scene there in mid-map. Cleaned up, 3+ kills. The team managed to get 3 of them alone. And before you know it, the round was over. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from them. And again, 2-0 thus far in this series, Phil. You're right, mate. This could be a grand final. Not the most exciting grand final, I must admit. 3-0, we don't want to see those, but so far anything can happen. As we now go into a domination, this is typically where the series turns on its head, and especially for Florida Mutineers. It is their home series after all, and we don't want to see them taking a bow out in the first round. However, Asim is vibing right now, man. Look at him, top left. He's loving life right now.
Oh, he's always having a good time, Asim. We do love a little bit of Minnesota Røkkr, but we also love a nice comeback, and it would be nice to see Mutineers make this a series, push this a little further as well. But as we get into the game, Miles, I believe the countdown has already begun. It's going to be domination on Hackney Yard. Well, let's jump on board with Mr. Silly and see what he's got. He's going straight for A, so maybe they're not the best person to jump on board with, as our great observers quickly change over and get into the action of by B.
A lot of love to the observers. It's not easy doing this job. We do it with a lot of and we've heard their comms from time to time. It's just as wild as being an actual game, I'll tell you that much. Here we go, a solid start for the Mutineers here as they maintain a degree of control towards B, and now the towards A as well, so trying to make something happen here. It's going to be Frosty on the defense. Lovely work from up high as he takes care of X there, and can't quite take care of Asim, whose vibes have just flown all the way through now onto a push into B.
Yeah, and again, a quick look at the minimap, and I do this a lot with domination especially. Just check out what Minnesota are doing right now. They're kind of locking down A. They've got one player over by C. And at this point, what they're doing is kind of waiting to see which flag Mutineers will push. When they do, that's when they kind of pinch. They pick up all those kills like you've seen in the kill feed, and then they'll head over to that B flag. But again, they're trying to retain C, and they're going to do that if that kill goes down. Of course, keep your eyes on the kill feed for the all-important ones. Silly and Alex going off here at the start. But B, about 50% captured here. But right now, the point's certainly going in the hands of Røkkr. Both A and C contained. But how long for?
Yeah, ANC for now, but as you see, like the play, they're trying to. We saw a bit of indecision there in mid-map. We saw Røkkr spawning towards top green, not where we want to be spawning, and they kind of dithered between C and A. Like, oh, where do we go? What do we do? And now you've lost both flags. So they have managed to flip spawns down towards the south of the map. It's great. You want to be spawning warehouse side. Now they can actually focus their efforts on one attack lane now. So they're going to be going towards A, but it's basically become what it was a 3v2 to begin with. Now Røkkr working at a disadvantage. Once again, they are struggling. They are maintaining those south spawns though. So as long as they keep spawning towards B, they're in a decent spot. Looks like number 7 didn't get that memo, and it's just gone for it up top. That's fine. Now they're going to try to pinch on towards A, but hey, this is the way it works in Dom. They've got to now concert this effort, get it all going together, and now Frosty trying to cut those kills through mid.
Yeah, and again, this is not one of those weird series where one player is 10-0 and one player is 0-10. We're getting a pretty even playing field here. 32 to 32 as B has been neutralized here. You've seen Skies with a free aim there on bottom L. He's going to find himself a couple kills, and he's actually going to find himself the flag as well. Trophy goes down, but not fast enough. The MP5s in abundance there in the kill feed. Love to see that, but 2 flags in the hands of Mutineers. And this, again, is where they can start to develop a lead. This is where they want to hold this mouse for as long as possible. 2.5 minutes, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be great, mate. Not a joke there, brother. As you can see so far, decent start there from Florida Mutineers as they are trying to make this one work. Now, on the offense, they hold A and B, doing what they can now to both.
One weak there, weak there.
Two
milk truck.
Last two are there.
Trust.
Yeah, get my ult.
Yeah, the door. Watch out.
Yeah, get my ult steps after that.
Two door. I know wallbang.
Oh, top.
3 kills here. Top bill's gonna kill me. Top bill killed me.
3 kills.
Top
Give
bell.
it B1. And their AC hop.
I have top sky.
He's gonna get killed.
One more to the door.
Nice, I'll push it in.
Top
Go B.
Top B, dead.
Yo, top L gonna be top L.
I'm trying to get kills from Scaff.
Their door
dead.
I'm moving.
Yeah,
Top L dead. Nice. One more at the B door, I think.
Watching me enemy, guys. He's
Sky?
the door.
Low P2 dead. Low P2
Yeah,
one shot.
keep owing.
Oh shit, he didn't die.
Oh, I needed the door. Don't back up.
He's low P2 right now.
Yeah, I'm already back,
guys.
Gotta kill this guy. He's top weak.
Top one shot, guys.
Yeah, bottom me.
Someone
go to B. I'm can B.
Okay, nice. One's mid map.
Play chance.
Or our door.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Chance still their door.
Okay.
One still our door. Try to get a kill.
Our door. Silly's our door. Or Ace our door. He's on B.
Bottom out.
Yo, he just went useless. He just jumped out useless.
One C, one shot.
Yeah, middle one's useless.
One's on B.
Nice chance. Their fence is wall.
Yo, they're double hitting A. One's on far card.
Yeah, nice. Behind you.
Hey, nice chance. Don't let me.
Listen, do something together. Oh, you come on C.
Yeah,
I'm going C, bro. I'm going C.
Yeah,
get one.
Yeah, one. Yeah, make sure we get a flag. It's bad side still, guys.
One's their fire.
C dead. Nice.
I spawn C, cap C. Top C, L, top L, one shot, man.
Hey, Matt, Silly. Yo, they might
I'm playing from mid.
Green creep.
I spawn
One top L steps to mid. Or mid to top L steps.
Top L, one shot.
One shot top L.
Phil, it looks like we've got a pretty closely contested game of Dom on our hands, mate. And I will say that has pretty much been the deal today.
It really has, going back and forward. Back and forth, should I say. But going forward here, Sky's trying to find himself another kill. It's going to be Silly, who's been lights out this whole series. And I tell you what, he'll be proud of his performance so far, but he'll be looking to close this one out with 20 seconds left, though, Maz. Look at A and C, both changing hands, both for Røkkr. And again, how we're going to go into the half is going to be, what, a couple of points. Is it going to be a huge difference? Probably not. But what I will say is going forward, it does mean that every point counts, of course, going into the second side of domination. As the clock is going to tick away, it is 77 to 75 and closed out at 78 to 77. Just 1 point, but it does go slightly to Røkkr.
Yeah, slightly to the Røkkr has been basically the name of that search and destroy at times. Slightly to the Røkkr could also be a sort of a weird autobiography on a rock band, but hey. 1 point separates these two teams, Phil. Second half, though, now you give Florida the preferred side, spawning A side. What do they do with it?
I mean, hopefully they capitalize on it, push this to a game number 4. I want to see what Røkkr do off the bat, though, and this is what we're going to be treated to. It's going to be Assault alongside one player. Trying to flip spawns instantly. And up top, it's going to be Pharaoh. Not what you want to see there. He finds not 1, but 2 there. GodderX will close him down. But a job well done for Pharaoh there. Just holding the line as B is going to go in and hand
That's a huge play from Pharaoh to get 2 kills there. Like, the guy on the stairs, he had no rights getting that whatsoever. Great stuff from them. So here we go. A and B right in the hands there of Florida. Mutineers holding the line. Pharaoh, once again, Pharaoh! Disgusting work there on the hop to find the second kill. Almost making it a third, but Assault just equipped for the right fight there with the M4.
Oh, nice. Nicely done there. That was such a beautiful dodge there. I think it's silly. I really do. Number 0. Yes, it is. Silly over by A. Gets an important kill onto Morks. Jumps around, neutralizes the flag as well, and just gives himself and his team a little bit more time. Now they can try and flip things over by B. But Røkkr, how are they going to do this? A slow game now, 6 and 16. I said it was all pretty well and dandy. Well, it doesn't look like it is just yet. Neutralization does go through on B. Can they cap it, Miles?
Maybe if they can cap it, but there we go. Now they've got to hold up on the push towards A, make sure they don't let anyone slip through, and that's what they're trying to do. They're hitting as many avenues as they can on the way into that warehouse to try to identify the play. Number 1 on the minimap, though. Morks is trying to hold that defensive line, give his boys a decent spawn, but GodRx and Co, they're in on it. They're like, give us the A flag. They're charging forward now. They are going to find those kills and clean those players out the south side of the warehouse, and here we go. Straight on through into B they go. Looks like they've actually let Silly get through once again. Silly has been a nightmare for them so far. He's going to go back in towards A. Frosty sniffs him out. Dead silence play.
No.
What is this? Pistol shots. Not able to get the kill, but wow, he came close. What an effort.
He certainly did.
What an effort.
Yeah. Good effort, and I will agree with you. He has been a nuisance for the opposing team. 108 to 107. B and C in control of Røkkr. However, are they going to be able to push forward? Are they going to try and flip these spawns? It looks likely. GodRx pops that dead silence. A little pre-nade. He's going to try and catch one off spawn. A is in their hands as well. Oh my. A quick triple cap, and these are very, very damaging. This is where you're going to really be able to kind of get that lead, and as you see, a 10-point lead pretty quickly. B in the hands of nobody right now. The lead goes from 10 to 12 very fast. However, B in the hands of the Mutineers now. A is changing hands. Neutralization comes through on that. The kill feed going in the beautiful teal of Mutineers. And again, we have a game on our hands, but Røkkr in the lead by around 12 points.
Yeah, 12 points is a fair whack here in the team trying to find something up top. Can't quite get it done. GodRx in mid-map now trying to fight for his life in this quite open position. Staying alive for the time being, waiting for the reinforcements to shark. Here comes the push. Going straight towards A. He's going to skip B. He's not going to collect $200. And he's going to go all the way in towards A. Touch the flag for a second. Catch Morks upstairs. Nice job trying to make that entire area safe. And a brilliant kill on a Pharaoh. That's huge. We could be looking at an A flag now for Røkkr.
I mean, GodRx with the MP5, with the M4, he does it all, and that could be a play of the game there for sure. Number 7 making a crucial kill. That's actually SC. Might only be his 8th, but he makes a very important 1v1 on C. He's going to recap that for his squad. Silly with a double. Asim finds another, and just like that, with a minute 40 on the clock here, Miles is getting to that stage where it's getting very worrying times for the Mutineers. Again, you've not got the flags that you need. You've not got the points you need. C is going to change hands, but the Røkkr, they'll be looking to hunt down B.
Yeah, trying it. Silly's found himself another 2. Straight into towards B goes. Oh, sorry, wrong feed. 140 to 133. So managed to get myself on the wrong flow, and here we have Havoc, the root man, on point. Good bit of work there. Can't quite get the second kill. Once again, it's Silly. He's the man doing all the work right now. These kills keep coming through. Pharaoh trying to battle back, make B safe. B and C are fine for now, but it's going to be tough scenes for them to really make that comeback.
Well, look where they've spawned. Look where Minnesota has spawned. 3 of them just spawned on C. They all spawn on C, an important 1v1 going down, and that's going to be won by Frosty here, so neutralization does fall, but again, no one on B. A slight push from the Mutineers over towards A. It's going to get chaotic right about now, but the Mutineers are flooding into B. They're a point in the lead. The neutralization has gone down. The capture's gone down. They've got the choke points as well. The kill feed is wide. GodRx with the double as well, and looking to close this one out in 3. GodRx finds number 3 himself, and again, that could be the difference maker. That spawn onto C is absolutely heartbreaking for the Mutineers, and you hate to see it if you're a Florida fan here at the home series. But with 20 seconds left, Miles, a 4-point lead as we count down and Minnesota count up. It seems it could all be over.
Oh, that could well be it, Phil. You're right, 12 seconds to go. They have to get, what, 3 flags at this point in time? I think it's absolutely impossible. Minnesota Røkkr have just stolen this one away from the jaws of defeat in the absolute dying seconds there. Brilliant work from them. Florida, they fought admirably, but they will not have a seat at the table. They will be falling down to the lower bracket. They can still keep the run going, but Minnesota get it done in 3. What a run from the Røkkr. A series that we did not expect to go by so quickly. We did not expect it to be so, one-sided in the scoreboards, but it was quite the journey nonetheless. Wow. Props to the Røkkr. That was a showing.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Asim drops 11 kills, but you know, they get it done again. Silly's dropped another 27. Easily my MVP for this series. It was a very fast, quick, aggressive series, and Silly was all 3 of those as well himself. So again, credit to him. I know Havoc's had a lot of praise. on one side. So is Sky, so is Godorek. But for me, it was Silly all day long. Beautiful stuff. And again, that spawned on to see heartbreaking, like I said, for the Mutineers. But it is what it is. And right now, we have a 3-0 for Røkkr. What a way to kick off their home series here against the home team.
I mean, really fueled by the fire of defeat. Røkkr really took that one 3-0, but a close series nonetheless. Quick look at the stats again, and I will say, I mean, they often ask that victory takes away your saps your strength, if you will, makes you a little weaker, and maybe that was the case here for the Florida Mutineers. And whether or not they can bounce back, I mean, they do have a chance, of course, in the lower bracket to make a run, but one more loss and they will be dipping out a little bit early from the home series. Not what the fans want, not what they want. But for Minnesota Røkkr, that was a fantastic showing. And again, I think a lot of people did put Røkkr in that top 2 position alongside Atlanta. But again, I still feel like this is anyone's tournament. Once the group stages are done, those semi-finals are going to be truly litty, my friend. But that was a great series, man. That really was. 27-22 for Silly, man. He was absolute standout. Massive plays from start to finish. The hard point, we saw those crazy 3 pieces he was picking up, and the search and destroy. I'm actually going to go back and watch that search and destroy. It was so much fun to play, man. But any major takeaways from the series, Phil? Where do you go now for Florida?
Overall, I think Florida need to understand that I feel this was an off series for them. I really do. I think Minnesota stepped up to the plate, and I think, you know, certain individuals, Silly being one of them, was fantastic. But I think, I know I expect more from the Mutineers. They're going to drop down, of course, into the lower bracket, but I do see them again coming out. My prediction kind of coming into this home series itself was these 2 teams will come out of this group. One of them had to lose today. Of course, we see more of them tomorrow by all means, but it's a long, tougher road. But Minnesota get a much deserved win. These guys were the better team. They were the better players on the day, and they closed out. That S&D was phenomenal. The domination as well. It was close, but it was an interesting one. And like you said, definitely one to watch back, that search and destroy.
Ton of fun, mate. Our Game Fuel Marquee matchup was not a disappointment by any stretch of the imagination. If you're a Florida fan, possibly, but otherwise, you know, plenty to reflect on there. And I think for Florida, maybe a taste of a little dose of reality they maybe didn't want for now, but I think they will sorely need going forward in the rest of the tournament. Let's have a quick look at how today has gone down so far. Of course, it is only Friday here in our part of the world. We've still got 2 days of Florida home series action left to give you. And boy, howdy, am I excited to get into this one, Phil. We have a quick look at what's coming up, again brought to you by the U.S.ARMY. This is how today went. Mate, look at that. I mean, that London series was crazy. Atlanta had some nutty maps against Paris, and Toronto, dude. Everyone had picked Subliners to take that series. I was sitting watching that with disbelief.
Yeah, that was the big shock for me. The first 2 series kind of went as expected. Big win for FaZe and a big win for Ravens as well. Toronto came in with a hot surprise. This Game Fuel Marquee match as well, I feel could have gone either way. I wanted it to be a Game 4, Game 5 by all means, but I'm kind of not disappointed with the 3-0. It was such a strong showing. I'm very happy with what I saw, and I don't go away disappointed by all means, but I am expecting to see more of Mutineers, of course, going forward. They'll drop down. They'll be playing Subliners in the losers bracket. Of course, on the flip side of things, OpTic Gaming will be facing off against Paris Legion. But again, you see, you know, the one shade of purple versus the other shade of purple. Ultra versus Røkkr. That'll be a good game, Miles.
That is, I love that. The Battle of the Purples, Phil. I'm going to enjoy that one. It's going to be fun. But wow, Florida going up against the Mutineers, going up against the Subliners will be a fun one. Again, a chance there for the Subliners if they slip. I feel like if the Mutineers slip, rather, the Subliners could take that one. So that will be a very, very exciting matchup to watch tomorrow. And again, that's an elimination matchup. The loser will be going home. Well, friends, that's going to be it from Miles and a Moment. We're done for the day. To close out the rest of the show, though, we do have Lottie, who's going to have a PlayStation Instant Reaction with Silly. We hope you enjoyed the games today, and we hope you set your clock for tomorrow, because we're doing it all again, friends. Take care.